Hey guys, it's Jasmine. I'm home from the hospital a few days, and as some of you are aware, I have two basically broken legs, and I'm homebound. It's Halloween. I'm not happy about it. So, let me put up a picture. Um, Not enough space. Right here. So let's pretend that there is a picture of the CAT scan of my legs. I'm going to show you the left one so you can see what the break in it is. At the top you see the hip replacement and the stem, the metal stem that comes down, and at the bottom you see the metal knee replacement and the stem that comes up into the thigh bone. They should be two stems looking at each other. The one, as you can see at the bottom, is tilted and breaking through the bone. Both legs have this issue. The right leg also has a fracture in the bone from when that 30-pound box in Bed Bath & Beyond slammed into my legs. And it was not only the physical impact, it was the fact that my legs got shoved sideways, they got twisted. So the pre-existing issues where the joint was moving sideways were worsened. The one in the right leg, I didn't have any pain before that. Now I have a lot of pain. The one on the left, it had some. It was worse earlier in the year, and now it's back to being mind-blowing pain that I'm finding hard to tolerate. Do I present like a person that seems like they're in a lot of pain? No, most chronic pain patients don't. I've been a chronic pain patient since I was 7 years old, and you learn how to cope. It's not that you feel the pain less necessarily, it's more you learn how to relax and be in a meditative state and just try to be your normal self as much as possible, because that actually is very therapeutic. If you are reacting the way you feel about the pain all the time, well, it actually makes the pain worse. So it is crucial that you learn how to relax and deal, because there's the simple fact too, someone who's miserable from pain might not be fun to be around, so then you're not going to have people that want to be around you, and for you, you may not want to be around people when you're feeling that way. However, there is something very healing about human interaction and being able to have fun and enjoy the company of others. So you learn how to deal. Unfortunately, much of the medical community, they are not well educated on how chronic pain patients and people with high-level disabilities or any kind of disabilities manage and cope. And the doctor at the hospital I was at, the orthopedic surgeon, was completely ignorant to disability and said since I was just sitting there, it should be fine to just send me home like this, which is not. I'm having so much trouble managing. I've even injured the tendon in my arm because of trying to compensate. I'm also still just trying to heal from other kinds of mismanagement there at the hospital. So anyway, it's a fun journey, and I'm stuck here on Halloween in the house because every bump of the sidewalk is hard to go across, and also it's going to get crazy out there, and I don't want to worsen the situation. So some of my groceries I've gotten delivered. Of course, you forget something here and there. Normally it wasn't a big deal to run out the door and just buy that one thing. Not the case right now. So I forgot to go buy my cold brew coffee, and as much as it doesn't sound like that's a necessity, well, because of the autoimmune illness that I have, it comes with chronic fatigue, yay, and then I've developed basically a multi-system war where my body is attacking itself in many different ways, and with some of those secondary conditions, exhaustion is a fun thing that comes with it. So on many mornings it is very difficult and stressful to my body to try and wake up, and let alone the act of getting out of the bed is seriously draining on my system. So I usually drink an ounce of coffee mixed with other things like mango juice and some other herbs that are very good, attending to different issues. And So I'm trying to treat the root cause, but also use something to help me to be able to compensate and not stress my body further. So I'm not a big coffee drinker as much as people think I am. I'm really not. It's the 1 ounce a day, and that's that. So I forgot to get the cold brew coffee when I did my grocery order, and I'm just not up to taking the chance to go out there right now. I went downstairs to get my prescription, and it really, really hurt me a lot. So I figured last night when this came about, no coffee in the house. I had a package of Dunkin' Donuts coffee that we had at a film shoot, and I use it to dye my hair because I don't use my coffee maker. And for 1 ounce, I can't justify it. So I decided to try and make cold brew coffee at home. And here's my cold brew coffee that I made. You have to, if you're going to use plastic, I was told you have to use BPA-free plastic, but you can use a plastic bottle to do this. Obviously glass is better. I can't reach anything or find anything that I would be able to use, and glass would be heavier. So these little bottles I use all the time, and once they're empty, I usually make my morning coffee mixture in it the night before, so it's next to my bed, and then a half an hour before waking up, I wake up, I drink it, and hopefully it helps me out. Not always. It just depends what my disease is doing that day. So, took 1 ounce of coffee grounds, and they have to be coarsely ground, which I don't know if this was or not. I'm not that kind of a coffee drinker. And I put it into what was about 8 ounces of water, and then you leave it on the counter overnight. And so here I am with a clean bottle, and I need to somehow strain it into this one. The problem is I can't reach the coffee filters that are somewhere in the house. I can't reach the funnel, so I'm going to have to just make do with whatever I have. So I have this little strainer, which is finely, it's really fine little tiny holes. So I'm hoping I can get away with not using a paper towel, because I'm fearing that this is going to be a bigger disaster than I would be able to manage with, no matter what my condition. Then there's this jar top that I'm going to put under this empty bottle, so that if any of it spills, it'll catch it. And I'm going to find out how talented I am at pouring. It's a little difficult because I strained this tendon in trying to compensate and manage. So everything I'm doing with this arm is kind of putting me through the ceiling. But let's see. This is tricky for me because my hands have a lot of broken tendons and they're weak. So getting a grip and holding something like this is actually kind of hard. All right. Now, okay, this is good. Better than that. Oh, it hurts. Okay. Switch. Well, it's straining. It's working. Let me try this hand. Oh my god, that hurts. But it's working. Yay. Yay. Let's see how much of a mess I might have made. Alright. This. And okay. Not so bad. I spilled only a tiny bit of it, which actually I'm going to take my handy dandy strainer, this is clean, and pour that into the bottle. And now, I guess the next thing is I have to taste it and see if I did a good job. I'm not saying that Starbucks should be scared. Oh great, there was a drop there and now it's in my cleavage. Yay. That's actually, okay, I did a good job. Yay, this is going to be so much cheaper than buying it in a can. So, it seems like it's really easy to make cold brew coffee. I can get a coffee mustache. So, you just have to put 1 ounce of the grounds. They're saying it should be coarse grounds. I don't know if this was coarse or not. I'm not that kind of a coffee drinker. I don't use my coffee maker because I can't justify making 1 ounce of coffee for the day. Then you put that 1 ounce of the coffee grounds into 8 ounces of water, and ideally you're supposed to use a glass container. Me and glass, it's not going to happen, and I had to just go with what is going to be more accessible, shall we say. When I was researching about it, it said as long as it's if it's plastic, it just has to be BPA free, which this brand is. And so now I will be able to pour what I need of this into a little bottle with the other things and leave it by my bedside to be there in the morning for me. You're supposed to store this coffee in an airtight container so that it lasts longer. Part of the reason I like cold brew is I have horrible acid reflux, and the cold brew literally does not upset it. If I drink coffee that is not cold brew, it's a really bad situation. So this is a happy experiment. It's going to save me some money, and there we go. Why don't you guys try it? Use a glass jar, I don't care, and let me know how yours turns out. Okay.